Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marvelous Akemu and I'm a third year medical student of Delta State University. In today's video, we are going to be tackling one big question that freshers ask and most of the time some returning students. So this question shouldn't be taken lightly because it affects your social life, it affects your comfort, it affects your finance, and most importantly, it affects your academic performance. Alright, so in this video, I am going to be breaking down all you need to know about staying in hostel and also staying off campus. I will tell you the advantages and the disadvantages of both off campus and staying in hostel, and also a practical advice for you to make your decision. Either you will stay in hostel or you will stay off campus. In this video, I have divided it into three sessions. The first session I'll be talking about hostel accommodation, and in the second section I'll be talking about off-campus accommodation, and the last session I'll be talking about practical advice on how you can actually make your decision in either picking the hostel accommodation or off-campus accommodation. The first session we'll be looking at hostel life in Nigerian universities. Alright, so first and foremost, hostels in schools are basically managed by the school. Alright, and the rooms in this hostel are actually allocated to students between a range of 2 students per room to about 8 to 10 students per room, and this is dependent on the size of the room and also dependent on the school. If you haven't known this, we're moving straight to the advantages of staying in school hostel. The first one is closeness to school. There's no doubt that these school hostels are actually found in the school or sometimes close to the premises of the school, and so this actually helps you to access the school anytime you feel like accessing the school for practicals, for lectures, going to the library to read, because your hostel is closer to the school. Right, number 2 is affordability. There's no doubt that school hostels are way more cheaper than staying in off campus. Alright, so they are much more affordable than staying in off campus. Alright, so the third advantage is community and social life. Alright, so if you are a very social type, definitely I will advise that you actually pick hostel accommodation, because trust me, everyone you are actually going to be staying with or everyone you are going to be around with is someone who is passing through the situation you are passing through, or rather is someone that is in the same school with you. Everything, even if it might be different department, different levels, but trust me, that community and social lifestyle will be there because you are around people that are within the same environment. Alright, so the next advantage is security advantage. Trust me, these school hostels have porters, they have security men and women around these hostels. So if you are bothered about security with hostel accommodation, trust me, you need not to be worried about security because you are secured compared to staying outside the school premises. Next advantage is less distraction. Okay, so this less distraction is actually for some persons. Okay, why some persons see hostels with a lot of distractions, some persons see it with less distraction. This is because number one, the proximity to library, the proximity to quiet classrooms is top notch, and so anytime you just feel like reading, you can just go to the library, go to a quiet place, and so most people term it to be less distracted. Alright, so moving straight to the disadvantages. Now, the first disadvantage is overcrowding. Trust me, if you stay in hostel, you'll know that yes, there's actually crowd compared to staying off campus. Okay, so if you're the type that don't like associating with crowd and you just get not so excited when you see crowd, then trust me, hostel isn't just for you. One is noise and disturbance. Oh my god, staying in hostel, especially staying in those hostels where you have about 6 to 8 persons staying in the same room with you. In fact, there's no privacy. Like, you might just want to read or you might just want to do something, and that is the same time somebody just feels like playing music, or that's the same time someone just feels like arguing about football, and it's just, trust me, the noise and disturbance is top notch in hostels. And this third one is actually going to amaze you. Lot of rules and restrictions. Okay, when you stay in school hostels, you discover that there are a lot of restrictions. Curfew, there are times where the hostels get locked. Alright, you can't go out, you can't come in. There are times where, in fact, a lot of restrictions. You can't carry in appliances to the hostels. Carrying fridge, carrying DSTV decoder, carrying different things to the hostel, it doesn't work. there. All right, visitors time, different lot of restrictions. Okay, so if you are the type that loves a free lifestyle, then hostel is not just your thing. Facilities may be poor. All right, so this particular disadvantage is not common with all school hostels. Okay, but compared to off campus, you will see that yes, the facilities cannot be compared. All right, so if we should bring a good off-campus accommodation and we should bring a good hostel accommodation, it can't be compared. All right, so this is because the number of persons who use these facilities differ. Right, in off-campus it can just be about probably only you or just you and someone, and so it is well maintained compared to school hostels where you have about 3 4 persons, 5 persons, 6 persons using just one facility, and at the end of the day, even if it is maintained, it is not still compared to the one that only you yourself will be using. The last disadvantage is limited privacy. Jesus Christ is Lord. See, if you know, like, everybody has privacy, everybody wants privacy sometimes, but trust me, with hostel, I don't think you will have time to have your privacy. Everybody knows you finish. Everybody have seen you finish. They know your clothes, they know your stuffs, they know your boxers, they know your but trust me, you don't have privacy. Oh my god. So if you're the type that looks for privacy, you want your private space, you want everything, then you should just remove your mind from hostel, because in hostel, trust me, there's no privacy. So looking at the next session, we'll be looking at off campus. Alright, off campus. I know a lot of persons are excited, are like, oh thank god, I'm not going to hostel, let me get off campus. Alright, trust me, the advantages and the disadvantages. So at the end of this video, you will now choose the one that befits you. Alright, so off campus, basically it's just the opposite of hostel are in the school, alright, or very close to the school premises, but most of the time the hostels are always inside the school premises. Right, and off campus, just as the name implies, off campus, it's outside the campus. Right, so there are different off campus apartments, alright, compared to school hostel, where you have your room and probably a common bedroom, common toilet, a common room and stuff like that. But off campus, there are varieties of apartments. You have self-contained apartments, you have bed sitters apartments, you have one room apartment, a lot of about 2 bedroom duplex, depending on the one you want to stay. Alright, so now we'll be diving into the advantages of staying in off campus. Like I said, off campus and school hostel, they are actually words and opposites. Okay, so the disadvantage of school hostel is actually the advantage of off campus and vice versa. Alright, so the first advantage is privacy and personal space. Okay, so that, just like I said, in school hostel you don't actually get a personal space or your privacy, but trust me, with off campus you can do whatsoever you want. Alright, your space is there. If you feel like hanging clothes in your room on the walls, you can do that. If you feel like spreading your clothes on the bed, you can do that. So you have your privacy, you have your space. Alright, then the second advantage is less noise. Alright, so compared to hostel, trust me, off campus is not noisy. Alright, and this is also dependent on where you stay exactly. So there are some places in off campus that are actually still noisy. Okay, but relatively, if we should compare off campus and hostel, you'll see that off campus is actually less noisy than your school hostel. And the third advantage is freedom. Trust me, if you stay in off campus, you have freedom. Okay, because you can do anything you want to do. There's this freedom. All right, you can go out, you can come in without restriction. You can decide to buy a fridge, you can decide to buy a television, you can decide to anything just to make sure you are comfortable. You can do it. So that freedom is actually there. And the next advantage is better comfort. So just like I said about freedom, there's also comfort, because you can do anything to ensure that your house is actually kept in order. Alright, you can decide to, just like I said earlier, buy a fridge, buy a DSTV decoder, buy a television, buy anything just to ensure that you are comfortable. But trust me, in school hostel you can't do that. You can't do that. Once they have provided your bed space for you, provided your electricity, water and stuff like that, that is it. That's the end. Okay, the last advantage is matured lifestyle. Okay, so basically staying off campus just prepares you for the future in a way, because trust me, in the future you're not going to be staying with a group of persons. Okay, so even if you be staying with a group of persons, it's like there's this vibes it gives me, immature vibes when you are staying off campus. Okay, it actually prepares you for this bachelor's lifestyle, and yes, staying alone lifestyle, and you get to do things by yourself, your own freedom. You get, so it actually brings this matured lifestyle than staying in hostel where a lot of things are still being detected for you. Alright, so disadvantages of staying off campus. Number one is higher cost. Alright, so all these sweet things I've said about off campus, and some of you are like, oh, off campus is my stuff. Trust me, there are still disadvantages. The first one is higher cost. Trust me, you will spend times 3 or times 4 of what you will spend for getting a hostel accommodation, because off campus you first of all pay rent, get the space, then you now start getting stuffs like your bed, getting necessary things, buckets, a table and a chair, and a lot of things. All right, but hostel, all these things are already provided. Okay, all these things are already provided, but off campus you have to get all these things, higher cost. Okay, and also there are some things apart from rent that you pay staying off campus. Light bills you pay, water, this, that, you're paying for this one, you're paying for that one. If anything spoil in your house, you really want to repair it and stuff like that. You also pay for data. That reminds me, in school hostel there's free Wi-Fi there, so you can actually, anytime you want to browse, anytime you want to do anything, there's always Wi-Fi to browse. Unlike off campus, who wants to give you Wi-Fi in off campus? I don't think there's any landlord in a school environment that wants to give Wi-Fi. Even if there is, it to be, oh my god, the money is going to be so expensive. Secondly is transportation stress. All right, transportation stress. So if you are staying off campus and it's a bit farther from school, trust me, you will pay for transport. All right, you will pay you will pay transport money, even your bank account will feel it. All right, so that is one thing to actually consider while picking an accommodation. Is it closer to school or not? The next disadvantage is security risks. All right, so those who stay off campus are prone to thefts, prone to court related activities, other security issues. All right, but this is not found in hostels. Okay, so you will not hear armed robber entered door and stuff like that, because there are securities around these hostels. You have porters, you have security is tight in hostel compared to off campus, and so this is another factor that you must consider when picking accommodation, which is more secure. The next disadvantage is distraction. Jesus Christ, for those who stay off campus, they will be able to relate with this thing I'm about to say. Trust me, the distraction in off campus is very high, like very high compared to campus, that's hostel, because trust me, these restrictions keep you in check. Unlike off campus, there's nobody telling you anything, so basically you be the one to make decisions for yourself. You decide when you go out, you decide when you come in, you decide when you sleep, you decide what anything, like, and so this freedom in a way, it's a very big distraction, because there are sometimes that classes are fixed and you just like, let me just, because yeah, that freedom is there. So trust me, it can be distracting if you don't know how to control yourself. Lastly is isolation. Trust me, especially when you are staying somewhere further from the school, you will just end up isolating yourself. Okay, so if it is an environment where it is a family house or a family environment compared to a student environment, trust me, you just end up being the only one, and before you know, isolation comes in, and before you know, it affects your academics. And so that's why I said hostel accommodation, off-campus accommodation as a whole, as simple as it sounds, it has a lot of things to do with your survival in school, down to your finance, down to your academics, down to your social life, everything, almost everything. If you get it wrong from the hostel accommodation, trust me, everything might possibly go wrong. So the last session in this video is how to decide the accommodation you are going for. Is it hostel or is it off campus? So the first one is your budget. Okay, so trust me, you don't just decide, wake up one morning and say I want to go for hostel accommodation, I want to go for off-campus accommodation. The first thing you should consider is, what is my budget? What is my parents' budget? My parents' budget is so amount, definitely I'll go for hostel. Okay, it's something I can carry off campus, then I'll go for it. So the first thing you must consider is your budget. The second is your personality. Please, I know sometimes some of these things are not considered, but trust me, for your survivor and better performance in school, your personality must be considered when taking hostel accommodation. There are some persons who get irritated when other persons use their properties. Probably you keep your toothbrush here, somebody removes it and puts it in another place and stuff like that. It just kind of gives you these odd vibes, and so you must put this into consideration. Am I someone that is very free? Am I someone that is very social? Am I someone that just likes my things private? Am I someone, so all these things, put them into consideration. this type of lifestyle will fit hostel, this type of lifestyle will survive in off campus, this type of lifestyle will not survive in hostel. So with your personality you can actually pick where you will strive better. Then another thing is academic focus. Trust me, the main reason why you are here is for your academics. So as much as possible, try to be very focused. So look at what will give you more focus. Is it me staying in hostel? There are a lot of persons that prefer to stay in hostel because we will focus more there. Like you see people reading around you, definitely you want to read. But like off campus, that you will hear music of one club, you will hear someone going to hotel, you hear some different activities are just happening. And so if you are someone that is easily distracted, trust me, you wouldn't want to smell off campus accommodation. So for your focus, it's better to just go for hostel. Then the next one is level and the year in school. So basically most of the time it is preferable that freshers actually go for school hostel. Now I'm not saying it is very compulsory, alright, but it is preferable because you'll be guided properly, you'll be well oriented. So but if you, with all these things I've said, you still prefer off campus, fine and good, but most of the time freshers are always advised to stay in school hostel because there's proper guidance there. Then the last factor, I actually said it earlier, distance and safety. So consider where I am staying. Is it closer to school? Is it farther from school? Is it safe? Put all this in consideration. Don't just say this house is fine, oh my god, let me enter inside. Ask questions, especially if you are a fresher. Ask questions. How is this environment? How is this environment? Is it safe? All these things are things that you ought to consider before putting your leg into any apartment that you want to stay for the next 1 year, or for the next 2 years, or for the next 3 years. So having said all of this, you now see that hostel gives you this affordability, closeness to school, sometimes less distractions, but it comes with crowdiness, it comes with no privacy, and yeah, but off campus comes with the luxury, comes with your privacy, comes with a lot of benefits, but you shouldn't still forget the disadvantages, which are sometimes distance, excess freedom, and a lot more, which I've said in this video. If you haven't watched this video to this point, please indicate in the comment section what do you prefer. Is it staying in school hostel or staying off campus? And picking, just tell me why you feel hostel is more better than off campus if that's where you'll be staying, or tell me why you feel off campus is more better than hostel if that's where you'll be staying. And most importantly, don't forget to like this video, do well to share to other aspirants and freshers and returning students that will find this video helpful, and most importantly ensure you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any other video I am going to be posting. Alright, so guys, I have something exciting to tell you, especially those who will be going for off campus. Alright, so if your decision is to stay in off campus, then this gist I'm about to give you is for you. Alright, please, before I give you this gist, just in case you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Let me wait for you first. Hit the subscribe button. Alright, so while I'm talking, please hit the subscribe button. If you don't hit the subscribe button, I'm not telling you any gist. So yes, hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe to this channel. Alright, so the gist for those of you staying in off campus is that there is a reliable agency that actually handles off campus accommodation in Delta State University, and at Bell's agency they help you to get accommodation based on your budget, based on the location that you want, and based on anything that can be based on. Alright, so all you just need to do is to contact the number showing on your screen on WhatsApp, alright, and yeah, boom, accommodation is there for you. Do well to contact the phone number on screen right now. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.